Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the last video. I've had a few things turn up since we did the last one. This arrived in the post. I don't know if you can work out what I'm going to use it for, but I think it's 25mm and 50mm foam strip. The idea being is it's going to replace the foam strip that came off the tank mounts, just to pad that out a little bit for when it's gripping the tank. And I've got the smaller size just to go on there, so that's turned up in the post. And I've also got a tin of old school teacup. We're going to have a go at just going over the spray job on the bulkhead just to get it all to an equal shine and see where that goes. If it goes horrendously, I might find I'm rubbing it all off and painting it again, which is something I want to avoid. Oh, and the finished battery box, well, nearly finished. That's how it looks with the battery in it. There's a bit of a design flaw at the top where passing the lugs through, obviously there's a danger of them shorting out. So what I've done is I've put some insulation just along the inside of it, so when I'm sliding that battery in carefully, there's no chance of those lugs shorting out, because that would make a awfully big arcing explosion. So yeah, I want to avoid that completely. When it's in there though and it's against the bulkhead, then there's no chance of that coming into contact with the aluminium at all. And then hopefully the lugs will come off at the sides there. So I've just popped the mounting screws in on the face there. So a little bit more to do, but I think that's going pretty well, especially since I thought it was a write-off pretty near the end there. Okay, this is something new. We're about to commence some reassembly. So we're going to start with the engine subframe, and here are all the bits to loosely assemble that. Wasn't too sure on the order, but fortunately I've got the workshop manual, so that gives me excellent guide as to what goes where. So I'm going to loosely assemble this just to get all of the bits in the right sort of place, and then I'll quickly strip it, apply some Loctite, and then put it back on. Okay, I think that's gone well. That's all the nuts and bolts and washers I came to for, and that is the engine mount loosely assembled. So I can then start to assemble that back onto the airframe and tighten things up and make sure that everything's Loctited in place. On to the next step. So I've got an afternoon off work and I'm going to go pick up a new and exciting part for the plane. Okay, I got a boot full of boxes. It's all in there. So let's get it all home and do a bit of unpacking. So all my big boxes are safely stored in the living room, but I've just opened one of the smaller boxes to get this out, because I need this before I go any further with mounting the engine. So look what it is. Quite comprehensively wrapped, and there we go. This is my new 2-stroke oil container. Now that would normally get mounted on the engine, I believe, but I'm going to see if I can mount it behind the passenger head position. There's Rotax on it. Nice. I've had a quiet hour in the workshop this afternoon, and I've put this engine frame back on, and it's all gone quite well. I've carefully tightened everything up, and it's all Loctited and in position. A couple of observations. When you tighten these bolts up just here, you have to be really careful not to compress the tube. There's no inserts in those tubes, so tight is tight, and too tight's you know what. So what I'm impressed by is the fact that these 4 bolts here take all the power from the engine, 65 horsepower, and push it into these hanger bars to get the airframe and the pilot and the passenger airborne just through those 4 points. So that's quite impressive. But yeah, it's on there. In the next video I'll do an unboxing of the new engine, and we'll get it mounted on there, and I can start to hook a few things up. A couple of last items. I've unboxed my new oil tank. I'm just offered it up in the position that I wanted to locate it. Obviously I have to be levelled out, but I'm just wondering, because it's quite deep, whether it'll interfere with the passenger, and whether it'll act as a bit of a headrest. I'm not sure. I was thinking of swapping things around and putting the battery on the inside and the oil tank on the outside, just in this location, but I'm not sure. So if anybody's had an oil tank on the inside or an oil tank on the outside, I'd be glad to hear thoughts and opinions on best places to locate them. So that's where I was going to put the battery. The oil tank will fit quite nicely there as well. I've realised I've got this hole here where the starter cord went through, so I can run either cables or a single oil pipe through there to feed the engine. Just like to hear people's opinions with ad shadows and where they've put these items. And one last thing to end on. Just finished reading this, Gertie's Day Out, which is about Eve Jackson and when she emigrated to Africa in her shadow. Finished the book. It was a thoroughly good read. I'm willing to send that to anybody. If you want to just leave me a message in the thread, I'll put that in the post free of charge, and hopefully somebody else can enjoy it. So just drop me a message down in the comments, and I'll get in contact and I'll put it in the post. Thanks.